What's going on, Infected? It's Wolf of the Quarantine, and today I'm going to be taking a look at a game that was sent to me to review by the name of Master Sweets. Now, Master Sweets is a game where you and the other players are pastry chefs, and you are trying to complete your cookbook, basically, and complete these different recipes in the cookbook. Now, to start the game, you're going to build a grid out in the middle of the player, which is going to change based on the number of players, but you're going to build this grid, and then that's when the game starts. So to start playing a game of Master Sweets is pretty simple. As I mentioned, you're going to create the grid out on the board using the different Sweets cards. Now, if one of the special event cards come out, you're going to remove it from the game and replace it. You're going to keep doing that until you've completed the grid, again, based on number of players. And then at that point, you're going to reveal a number of players plus one cards off to the side, and the game is going to begin. Now, on your turn, there's a couple different things you can do. You can take a card from the market, which is those cards that you're going to set out separately. You're going to take one of those cards into your hand. You can take the top card of the draw deck into your hand instead. You can exchange ingredients in your cookbook with your hand. So if I have a chocolate, I can maybe take an egg and put a chocolate down in its place. You can play special cards from your hand, which are the ones you remove from the game. Because now at this point, after you've built your cookbook, if they come out in the market, they're fair game. They're some of the cards you can grab. And then, or you can also perform your special action on your character that you were given in the beginning of the game. Now, the game is very, very simple. You're trying to basically create lines or rows or columns of the cards in your hand. So as you're taking these different cards, you're putting them in order, like, okay, red, blue, yellow, gray, brown, brown. And then you look here and you go, okay, well, there's, yellow, I don't remember the order that I put, but yellow, green, brown, blah, blah, blah. And maybe you're missing one. You need another green, so you're waiting for another green. But once you have it, you can reveal it and go, all right, I have that. And then you can just scoop up the whole thing, and that's now yours. But you don't have to do an entire column. I can do a couple. If I see that I have a green, a blue, and a yellow, but there's 6 cards across, I can just drop those and pick them up. Now when you pick them up, you're going to set them off to the side and you're going to discard the cards that you spent to get them. Now you can do this in either rows or columns, and you could do it a little bit of different ways based on your character that you may have been given. But that's basically the game. Once the cookbook is over, everybody's going to add up the cards that they have gotten, not the ones they discarded, that they got from the cookbook. You're going to add all those up, and whoever has the most points is declared the winner. Now, first off, that's how you play the basic game. The rulebook has all kinds of different variants to the game. There are multitude different ways that you can play this. You can play it solo, you can play it teams, you can play, let's see, there's Clash of Sweets, there's the, where is it? There's another one, the Sweets Workshop. There's a whole bunch of different, Alone in the Kitchen, which is like a solo variant, and the designer emailed me with a bunch of other ways that you're going to be able to play this game as well in the final copy of the rulebook. There's so many different ways, but that's in essence how you play the game. All the different variants have minor different ways that changes those rules. But what do I think about the game? Well, starting off, I love the artwork in the game. It's got that very cartoony style artwork, and it's functional. It's not stellar or anything, but it's functional. It looks really nice. It definitely fits the theme, and I enjoyed that quite a bit. Now, I did play this with my daughter several times, and she thoroughly enjoys the game. It's very light. It's very simple. It's a little filler game. The thing takes, I'm wanting to say, what is the time on the game? I'm wanting to say that it's like maybe 20 minutes. Yeah, this is 15 to 40 minutes. I think maybe 20 minutes is about how long it took us to play. It's not a very long game at all. It's a good little filler. There's an interesting amount of strategy to it, because if you're paying attention to what everybody's grabbing, you're able to deduce, okay, probably what they're going for. So maybe you get it before they do, or maybe you screw over their plans by swapping something out, and now you've changed their plans. Now they need to get a blue. They didn't need to get a blue before. But maybe you swapped out the wrong area. Maybe you screwed somebody else that you weren't trying to screw. Or maybe you screwed yourself by mistake. And because now you look at your hand and go, oh, I could have done that. Dang it. And it's really, really interesting. However, some of the role cards that you can get, some of them seem super powerful, while others don't seem as strong. And not to a huge game-breaking extent, but some of them are pretty distinct. For example, two of the role cards here are the Chemist and the Thief. The Thief, whenever you complete a recipe, you just get to take a card from the cookbook and just add it to your hand. So if you complete something, you just get free cards, which is pretty cool. But then the Chemist just always gets to take 2 cards from the market instead, which is insanely huge. When everybody else is limiting to taking a single card, and you get to take 2 every single round, is insanity. Which, of course, stuff like that can be fixed. That's not a huge deal. But that was probably the biggest flaw that we did find with the game, is some of the powers that you get there are much, much better than some of the other ones. All the while, the game is very light, it's very fun, and it's got a lot of interesting kind of strategy behind it. So definitely, I do recommend Master Suites. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If this looks interesting, I'll have a link to the Kickstarter down below. It'll provide way more information than I could possibly cover here. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time in the quarantine.